If you are over 60 and you often feel stiff and sore in the mornings, notice that your joints ache more than they used to, feel tired and low on energy by the afternoon, or your doctor has ever mentioned that your inflammation markers, blood sugar, or blood pressure are creeping in the wrong direction, please listen carefully, because this may not be just a normal part of aging. Your body may be under stress every single day from the very vegetables you believe are helping you. That sounds hard to believe, does it not? You cut back on junk food, you eat more vegetables, you choose corn, certain canned vegetables, and quick frozen vegetable mixes because you believe they are good for your health. But after 60, your body does not handle hidden sugars, sodium, and certain compounds the way it once did. And some vegetables, especially when they are processed, canned, fried, or eaten the wrong way, can quietly raise your blood sugar, increase inflammation, and add sodium your body struggles to clear. When your body cannot keep up, it may start sending signals: aching joints, swelling, fatigue that does not go away, blood sugar that is harder to control, or lab results that keep drifting in the wrong direction. The most frustrating part is that these changes are slow. They do not arrive with a loud warning. They build quietly over months and years, and by the time you notice it clearly, the habit has already been part of your routine for a long time. In this video, I will show you 3 very common vegetables in the diets of Americans over 60 that may be working against your body if you use them the wrong way. And more importantly, I will show you 3 other vegetables that may help calm inflammation, steady your blood sugar, and fit more gently into your daily life. Before you open another can, pour another serving from a frozen bag, or reach for another helping of the food I am about to mention, stay with me until the end. Because sometimes the thing slowing your body down is not dessert. It is the healthy food you eat every day. And the first vegetable sounds completely harmless. It is found in almost every kitchen in America. You use it at barbecues, in soups, in side dishes, and in meals you believe are wholesome and natural. I am talking about corn. Now, I want to make this clear first. A small amount of fresh corn on the cob is not the villain. The problem begins when corn becomes a daily habit, and especially when it comes in processed forms. Canned corn often comes packed with added sodium. Creamed corn comes with added sugar and fat. And corn in general is higher in starch than most other vegetables, which means it can raise your blood sugar more than you expect. For a young and active person, the body usually handles this with ease. But after 60, especially if you already have prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or you are watching your weight, that extra starch and sodium is no longer a small thing. A serving of corn, a spoonful of creamed corn, and a side of cornbread in the same meal can add up to far more sugar and salt than you realize. And the deceptive part is that you may not feel it right away. You do not feel pain. You may only feel a little tired after eating, a little sluggish, maybe a little puffy in the hands and feet. Then you tell yourself it is just age. But inside your body, blood sugar spikes repeated, day after day, can slowly wear down your control over it. Imagine a retired man who is very careful with his health. He does not eat much fried food. He does not drink soda. But almost every dinner, he has a generous side of corn, sometimes creamed, sometimes from a can, because he thinks of it as just a vegetable. After some time, he feels more tired after meals. His afternoon energy crashes. When he sees his doctor, his blood sugar numbers are higher than expected. The problem is not one bad decision. It is a choice that seemed perfectly healthy, repeated again and again. So do you need to remove corn from your life completely? Not necessarily. What matters is understanding the difference between a small portion of fresh corn and the heavily processed versions. Skip the canned and creamed kinds when you can. Keep portions modest, and do not stack corn, cornbread, and other starchy sides on the same plate. A small change like that can make a real difference. But corn is only the first one. The next food is even more common. It appears in salads, on sandwiches, in side dishes, and in meals people choose specifically because they are trying to eat lighter. It is crisp. It is fresh. It looks like the picture of healthy eating. I am talking about iceberg lettuce, and more specifically, the bagged and packaged salad mixes built around it. Iceberg lettuce itself is not dangerous. The problem is what it represents and what it often comes with. Iceberg is one of the least nutritious vegetables on the shelf, mostly water with very little fiber, very few vitamins, and very little to offer your body after 60, when every bite should be working for you. And the bigger problem is the packaged salad routine that surrounds it. The creamy dressings, the salty toppings, the candied nuts, the cheese, the croutons. People believe they are eating a healthy salad while quietly loading it with sodium, sugar, and fat. This happens to so many people. They order the salad instead of the burger, feeling proud of the choice. But the salad arrives drowning in dressing, and the nutrition they were hoping for simply is not there. After 60, your body needs vegetables that actually give something back: fiber for digestion, antioxidants for your cells, minerals for your bones. Watery iceberg, smothered in heavy dressing, gives you very little of that. Picture a woman in her 60s who switched to salads for lunch every day, certain she was doing the right thing. But her salads were iceberg-based, with creamy dressing, bacon bits, and cheese. Months later, her cholesterol and blood pressure had not improved at all, and she could not understand why. The lettuce was not the issue. The pattern around it was. So does this mean lettuce is forbidden? Not at all. But choose smarter. Trade pale iceberg for darker, richer greens like spinach, arugula, or romaine, which carry far more nutrition. Dress your salad with olive oil and lemon instead of heavy creamy dressings. And remember, calling something a salad does not automatically make it good for you. Sometimes the most disappointing food on the table is the one you chose, because you thought it was the healthiest. But iceberg lettuce is still not the most deceptive one, because there is another vegetable promoted everywhere as a comfort food and a wholesome staple. Many people eat it weekly because they believe it is simple, natural, and harmless, but the way most people prepare it can turn it into a burden. I am talking about white potatoes, especially in their fried and heavily processed forms. A plain potato is not poison, but white potatoes are very high in starch, which your body breaks down quickly into sugar. And the most common ways people eat them: French fries, hash browns, potato chips, and loaded baked potatoes surround that starch with frying oil, salt, butter, and toppings. For someone over 60 watching their blood sugar, blood pressure, or weight, this is a heavy combination, eaten far too often. The trouble is many people do not realize how frequently potatoes appear in their week. Fries with lunch, chips as a snack, hash browns at breakfast, mashed potatoes at dinner. It adds up quietly, and while a young body may shrug it off, an older body, especially one already managing blood sugar or blood pressure, feels the cost over time. Imagine your blood sugar like a calm lake. A balanced meal causes gentle ripples, but a big serving of fries or a loaded baked potato is like throwing a heavy stone in, a sharp spike, followed by a crash that leaves you tired and hungry again. Repeat that day after day, and steady control becomes harder and harder to maintain. So what should you do if you love potatoes? Eat them less often, in smaller portions, and prepare them more wisely. Choose boiled or roasted over fried. Skip the chips and the loaded toppings. And consider cooling cooked potatoes before eating, which changes some of the starch into a form that is gentler on your blood sugar. But if potatoes are part of nearly every meal in your week, that frequency alone may be working against you. At this point, you may be thinking, so what vegetables are actually good for me? The answer is yes, there are better choices. And this is the most important part. Not all vegetables work against you. Some can genuinely make your meals lighter, steadier, and more suited to your body after 60. The first one is broccoli. Broccoli is not flashy. It does not come with bold marketing. But for someone caring for their body after 60, broccoli is one of the smartest things on the plate. It is low in starch, rich in fiber, and packed with vitamins and natural plant compounds that may help fight inflammation and support your cells. Unlike a starchy side that spikes your blood sugar, broccoli digests slowly and helps you feel full without the crash. If you are used to a heavy starchy side at dinner, try roasted broccoli instead. Steam it until tender, or roast it until the edges turn golden and slightly crisp. Add a little olive oil, garlic, pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. It is warm, satisfying, and far gentler on your body than a pile of fries or a buttery potato. Many people think eating for health means bland, joyless food. That is simply not true. Broccoli absorbs flavor beautifully. Roast it, steam it, sauté it, or add it to soups. Season it with garlic, onion, lemon, and herbs, and it becomes genuinely delicious without piles of salt. Keep this image in mind. On one side, a plate of fries spiking your blood sugar and weighing you down. On the other, a warm plate of roasted broccoli with garlic, lighter, richer in nutrition, and kinder to your body. Both fill you up, but only one is truly working for you. And when you repeat the better choice day after day, the results do not come from magic. They come from consistency. But broccoli is not the only good choice. There is another vegetable with more color, more sweetness, and a special advantage if you want to cut back on starchy sides and heavy dressings. That vegetable is the carrot. Carrots are often treated as an afterthought, a few sticks on a vegetable tray, but they deserve much more respect. They are naturally sweet, satisfying that craving without the spike of candy or chips. They are rich in beta-carotene, and antioxidants that support your eyes, your skin, and your cells as you age. And eaten raw or lightly cooked, they bring a crunch and sweetness that can replace less healthy snacks. This matters more than people realize. So many older adults reach for chips or crackers between meals, certain they need something crunchy and satisfying. Carrots can fill that exact role with fiber, sweetness, and real nutrition instead of salt and empty starch. Roast carrots until their natural sweetness deepens. Slice them raw for a crisp snack. Add them to soups and stews, where they bring color and flavor. Pair them with a little hummus instead of reaching for a bag of chips. They give you sweetness, crunch, and satisfaction without weighing your body down. Think about a man in his 60s who snacked on chips every afternoon, convinced it was just a small habit. When he swapped those chips for raw carrots and a little hummus, his afternoon energy steadied, and over time his numbers began to improve. The change was small. The effect repeated daily was not. That is what I want you to remember. Eating well after 60 does not mean giving up flavor or satisfaction. It means choosing ingredients that give your body something back. Carrots do exactly that. So the next time you reach for chips or crackers, try a handful of carrots instead. That one small change can shift the direction of your whole day. But there is one more ingredient that may already be sitting in your kitchen. It is smaller than broccoli and less colorful than carrots, but its power is not small at all. I am talking about garlic. Garlic is one of the simplest, cheapest, and most familiar ingredients in any kitchen. But for someone over 60, especially someone watching their blood pressure, garlic has one major advantage. It creates strong, satisfying flavor without salt. And this matters enormously, because too much salt is one of the things that pushes blood pressure higher, and high blood pressure is one of the biggest long-term threats to your heart and your blood vessels. Every time you reduce salt while keeping your food enjoyable, you are helping both your heart and your circulation. Garlic does this beautifully. When you chop or crush fresh garlic, natural compounds are activated, the same ones that give it that strong, pleasant aroma. These compounds have been studied for their potential to support heart health and help fight inflammation. But what I love most about garlic is that it helps older adults eat healthier without feeling punished. One of the biggest reasons people abandon a healthier diet is that the food feels bland. The doctor says cut the salt, the family says eat better, but the meal arrives flat and joyless, so old habits return. Garlic changes that. Use it in soups, in sautéed vegetables, with broccoli and carrots, with fish, chicken, or beans. Even a small amount transforms the flavor. Here is a simple tip. Crush or chop fresh garlic, then let it sit for about 10 minutes before cooking. This lets its natural compounds activate more fully. Then add it to your food over moderate heat, and try not to burn it, because scorched garlic turns bitter. Imagine a woman trying to manage her blood pressure. She takes her medication and sees her doctor regularly, but her meals are still too salty because she fears bland food. When she starts cooking with fresh garlic, onion, pepper, herbs, and lemon, She cuts back on salt while still enjoying every bite. That is not a replacement for her medication. It is supporting her body with smarter habits. And this point is very important. If you take blood pressure medication, blood thinners, or you are being treated for any condition, do not change your medication on your own just because you added garlic to your meals. Garlic is a supportive food, not a substitute for your doctor. By now you can see the bigger picture. Some vegetables are not bad for everyone, but they can quietly work against you when they are processed, fried, or eaten too often. Corn can flood your meals with starch and hidden sodium. Iceberg lettuce can give you almost nothing while inviting heavy dressings. And white potatoes, in their fried and loaded forms, can spike your blood sugar again and again. On the other side, broccoli can replace heavy starchy sides with fiber and real nutrition. Carrots can replace chips and crackers with natural sweetness and crunch. And garlic can help you cut salt while keeping your food delicious, supporting your blood pressure and your heart. The goal is not to fear everything on your plate. The goal is to understand where your body is right now. After 60, you cannot always eat the way you did at 30 and expect the same results. Your body has carried you through decades, through thousands of meals, and thousands of stressful days. At this stage, it does not need perfection. It needs your attention. It needs you to ask one simple question before each meal. Is this food helping my body, or is this making it work harder? That one question can change everything. It may help you skip the canned corn, choose darker greens, eat smaller portions of potatoes, add broccoli to dinner, reach for carrots instead of chips, and cook with garlic instead of salt. These changes are quiet. They do not feel dramatic, but health after 60 is rarely built by dramatic actions. It is built by small choices, repeated consistently, one meal at a time, one ingredient at a time, one moment when you choose something lighter and kinder for your body. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video. Before you go, I want to gently remind you of something important. What I shared today is not meant to scare you, and it is not meant to replace advice from your doctor. Please think of this video as a helpful companion, a way to understand your body better, ask better questions, and notice the small signals we sometimes ignore. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, kidney concerns, take medication, or your doctor has asked you to watch your blood sugar, blood pressure, or cholesterol, please speak with your doctor or a qualified health professional before making changes to your diet. Everybody is different, and a food that helps one person may need caution for another. Taking care of your health the right way does not mean following advice blindly. It means listening to your body and getting professional guidance when you need it. If this video was helpful for you, please like it. Share it with someone who may need to hear this. And subscribe to Dr. Arthur for more simple, practical, and easy-to-follow food guidance to help you stay healthier, stronger, and more independent as you age. And remember this: getting older does not mean you have to become weaker. Your body can still recover. It can still adapt. It can still become better day by day when you care for it with the right choices. You do not need to change your whole life overnight. Just begin with one better meal, one gentler habit, one kinder decision, for your heart, for your body, and for all the years it has carried you. The choice is in your hands. I hope you have a peaceful, healthy, and energetic day. And as always, take a deep breath, my friend.